Jason here with Dirt Race Life. So in this episode of the Z28 Camaro builds, we're going to be working on this corner mount for a roll cage to go into. Now as you can see, we've already tied both sides of the frame together to tie the sub-assembly together, and I've already put this corner together for the driver's side. I haven't done the passenger side yet. We're going to do that together in this episode. But come over here, I'll show you a few details on this one. That way you can see us do that as it comes together on the other side. See how that I shaped that around and tied that all together? And then turned around, and this is 1/4 inch plate here, 1/4 inch plate here, y'all. Fully sealed the whole way around. Let's get busy on that side over there, and we can talk about why I do it the way I do it. In the last episode, we were just cutting the pocket out in order to tie the subframe together. Of course, now all that's done, we're coming back and doing these corners, and I want to go ahead and open this on up. Important point, that the frame doubles. There's an overlap seam right here. We're going to that seam. That's where we're going to weld together at. It's a lot thicker. It's going to be a great tie-in spot. And then I turn around. I'm going to have to replace some of this right here. I'm losing a lot of sheet metal because the car is so rotted, which is fine. But anyway, we won't actually tie this part together. On that side, I was able to keep it. On this side, I'll end up replacing this when we start putting the floorboard and stuff in. What we're going to do, we're going to come right through here. Let's start getting this out. Alright, now this is personal preference, but the clips for the bolts that go in to hold your leaf spring on, I don't like them. I seal all this up, and you can get to them and replace them even with all this sealed up, but they're all over the place, and I'm in a hurry, and I'm trying to put the bolt in, and they get loose, and they move around, and then I break the clips off, and I have to replace them, and I just take them off. I end up having to cut open and weld a nut on before it's over, and so I just take them off from the get-go. I'm going to weld a 3/8 nut in there, and you know, if I did strip the nut out or tear it up, yes, I would have to cut in and do something, but I haven't had one yet. It could happen though. It could happen, but yeah. So I cut those off. Get this off here. Alright, so we got that cut back. Kind of clean up that edge just a little bit right in there. Doesn't matter, I'll just run a needle scaler over that and beat it down flat. It'll be fine. Now, I need to cut this off. It is not in its final position. I had just rough cut this body right here, but I need to clean it up to its final point where I'm going to tie this plate on. I come right in here to where it doubles, and I did check. It can be different side to side, but on this car it is exactly the same side to side because I want these two plates to be in exactly the same distance. That way, if I'm ever squaring the car, I'm squaring my rear end, I can hook a tape measure onto them, and I can use them as a guide to square the car by. So that's the reason I want to make sure. But like I said, I checked these. Like how did you check them, Jay? Well, I put the whole car on here and squared it up. So on my rack is square, so I was able to pull a tape measure like from the front of my rack on each side that the car is mounted to. And that's how I checked. But I'm just going to take and line this up right to that point. And you're going to come right through here. This is one of these deals where I'm going to have to cut this, and then I'm going to have to make the plate to go on it, and then I'm going to have to do some final shaping for sure. I will have to do. It's not like I'm going to be able to just cut this and it's just going to work. It's not going to just work, y'all. It will be close. It will be close enough, but I'll have to do some grinding, a little work here, a little work there. You'll see. Okay. Oh, I need that. And it's okay if it's got a few little gaps and stuff. We'll just fill it in. It'll be fine. That's where we're going, right through there. Okay, so I got that. Let me throw on my gloves here. These are good gloves. Matter of fact, these are from my friend David Cove. He's got David's Diesel Parts in Ripley, Tennessee. He got me a set of these gloves. We raced together for years, him and his son. But anyway, let me check them out right there. If you ever are needing anything in the diesel industry, commercial shipping, anything like that, truck parts and stuff, that man right there can hook you up. He will get it drop shipped to you, whatever you need. Yeah, he gave me a set of gloves at Christmas. Thank you, David. I appreciate it, Bubba. I needed them. I go through gloves because I'm rough on them. But yeah, we're going to go right through here. We're going to cut this off. Well, shorten this process up just a little bit. A little hard to get to that spot. Corner down in here is the reason the Sawzall would be better. I've got a Sawzall, but I went through my blades and they were all bent up, whooped, and I was like, well, looks like we're going to use cut-off wheel. It'll be all right. There we go. I'll just go ahead and finish it out. Looks good. I'm going to make my plate to go on here before we start doing any final sizing. Alright, so we're going to go all the way to this far side, so that's going to be a 14-inch plate right here. And I got some material that's 6 inches wide, so cut that plate. I'm just running this straight across, so it's the bottom there, that is an angle, but I'm just running basically from the bottom of the tube right there across, and I'm putting my finger and holding on the bottom of the body down here. I'm going to hold it tight and take a magic marker and trace it, and then I'm going to trim. Okay. A good way to hold it in place here. I'm going to go ahead and put this nut in right quick before I put this plate on, where it'll be a little easier to weld up. Use a bolt to hold it in place. Doesn't have to be perfectly centered. There's a lot of wiggle room for that cup to go. It's not like you're going to have like an alignment issue for a 1/16 of an inch. It's plenty of wiggle room for everything on this stuff, y'all. It will work great. Now, throw this in here, kind of get it in the right spot. Of course, it's roughed in, and that's fine. Still just a little bit right there. Just a little bit. Let me take a little more off. That's better. Yes. Okay. Right there. Put the spot right So I've got a piece of 1/8 right here, and I've bent over the edge of it. I'm just going to put that right in there. So it's making my wall. I'll set that level. Spot that up right quick. Okay. Get that there. I think I need to push that down just a little bit. Got me a piece of steel to fill in that back corner right there. Put that in. It's just filler. I'm going to take these plates, throw up here temporarily. Spot weld to hold it in place. That'll hold it. Use that for a guide. Take the torch, cut this front off. Bevel on that because I'm going to tie it into this piece right here, give it some room where I can weld that. That looks good. We can weld that. There we go. I'll cut that other plate back so that that weld will fit in there and then fill it in. That's what I'm going to do. I just got to fill all of this in. I may smooth that up just a little bit before I weld it. I'm just putting some paint down in here, that way it'll help keep it from rusting out. Because no matter what, you're going to get dirt and mud in it. Even with me sealing it up as best I can, it's going to get dirt and mud up in it. These cars, they tend to rot out after you turn them into a dirt car. They just have so much of this old sheet metal in so many ways that they just hold water and hold sand and dirt. And, you know, after one's been raced 5 or 6 years, they really start like showing a lot of rot. Worse than when you started. So, trying to kind of head that off because I want this thing to last. Fill it up in there. Let it fog in there. Maybe do a little better if I do that. Try not to paint anywhere I'm fixing to weld. I don't care if that paint scorches and burns or whatever, it won't matter. I'm just... There. Throw this sucker in there. Hopefully by splitting that like that, and I've got right in the middle of my perch welded to it, and then my roll cage, I think, is going to be right in here as well. So, all right, folks, I'm done. All welded up, all the way around. Both sides, got this 1/4 inch plate on the front, 1/4 inch top, welded down. It's all tied together. So I've got a good base to tie the roll cage to. In the next episode, we're putting the firewall and the floor pan, all that back in the car, and I'm going to show you why I did this. It is going to make sense when I get it all back together, I promise you. I'll see you next time.